Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing today? It's a good day. My name is Michael, aka Rickshaw, and now you're nerding out with Rickshaw. You're also nerding out with my compadre.
I am your tag team partner, the producer Toby Von Doom.
Toby Von Doom. Wow, 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 wow.
For life.
So, today we're covering some weekly news. This one came out recently, and there's already been an update about Drake Bell,
Holy shit.
but not Drake the rapper.
Right.
But first, do you need some new headphones?
Yeah.
Well, I have something to tell you. If you are in the market for a new pair of headphones, then we here at Nerding Out with Rickshaw would love it if you went down to the description and clicked on the link. That link will take you to several options of Sennheiser headphones. And if you like those enough to buy a pair, if you type the discount code 10nerding out, then you will get 10% off. Hey, holler at your boy and thank us. And thanks Sennheiser also. And that's all I got.
Beautiful. Knocked it out of the park.
Yep. Pretty soon, I'm not going to be doing a podcast at all. I'm going to be on commercials.
That's right.
That's right. On the internet.
Well,
That's it.
speaking of someone that's not doing commercials, terrible segue.
Yeah, not doing commercials by any means at all.
No.
So if y'all watched Drake and Josh,
Yes.
I don't know if you've ever seen that, but I actually wasn't a huge fan. I remember when it was around, and I would like give it a watch every now and then. But I think I was a little older whenever it first came out, so I wasn't like super into it, even though I love the Disney Channel. But Josh and Drake. I said Jake. Josh and Jake. Anyways, Josh and Drake was a Disney Channel show.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people I know watched it. I had one of my friends bring it up the other day because he was like, "What's this sound like? It sounds like the theme song from Josh and Drake." And I was like, "Yeah, I never watched that." But the funny thing is, after that show ended, it seemed like everyone wanted to think that Josh was the bad guy in the scenario. But turns out Drake was kind of the bad guy because after he started a music career, there was a bunch of things that came out where he was grooming his young fans.
Allegedly. Let's put the allegedly on there just to cover.
Allegedly. I'm pretty sure he had charges eventually for like having sex with a minor.
I thought there was something where he explained the allegations, but apparently he did plead guilty of endangerment, and I think he ended up settling, and he's on probation for a couple of years now. So, but it was child endangerment. There was a couple of other weird, sketchy things with it. Some grooming things. Ooh, that's a nice mugshot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I saw a thing about it, and it was just saying, like lots of people kind of assumed there was like an obvious rift between the two because like they both got married, and it seemed like there was no invites thrown around for like each other to go to each other's weddings or something. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But the thing that I heard was like once it was Josh getting married, everyone started like chiming in and being like, "Oh, you didn't even invite Drake to your wedding and all this stuff." And then he's like, "Dude, I didn't get an invite to his wedding. He's the one that like doesn't talk to me. He's the one that thinks he's too cool, And so, it's like the opposite of the show, I guess. Or I don't know. It's I didn't really watch the show.
Well,
so I don't
Josh
know, but
was like the big fat one, and he, I think because of all that, because he got into shape, he lost a lot of weight. He, his his life is still going pretty decent. It just feels
Mhm.
like Drake's kind of
Drake's
petered
kind
out.
of the
Just kind of
well, like
stayed where it was.
Drake was supposed to be, the
The
like
star.
the star, and like he was always the one that like learned the lessons in the end, and all this stuff. And once he started having a music career, apparently he was allegedly grooming people, and then he said he did plead guilty to
Yes, he
that.
pled guilty, and I think
Right.
one of the other articles that I was scanning through said that he was on probation. So
Yeah, so once the wedding thing happened, like all these fans were like calling Josh out for being like the bad guy, and he's just like, dude, Drake's the guy that like doesn't talk to me, and like he's like was always reaching out, but it got to a point where I don't even care anymore because he would never hit me back. And then, after all these allegations started coming out, it was like pretty obvious that Josh is like the better guy in the scenario,
yeah,
who doesn't really, he's not problematic and all this stuff. And then lately, I guess apparently he went missing. And that was like what I saw in the news. And apparently, I just found this other article. This one is from the 14th.
yeah,
So, oh, that's like today.
that's today.
So apparently Drake Bell threatened suicide after falling out with his wife, according to a 911 call. So, this is where the story kind of starts, and apparently that's why after he went missing that everyone was concerned about his well-being and his whereabouts because of all that. So, but pretty sure the next day everything was they found him. So apparently he was in Daytona Beach, right?
Yeah.
And he was hanging out at SeaWorld or some shit. So
Well, look, that bottom line right there. In 2021, he pleaded guilty to sending sexually explicit texts to a 15-year-old girl. So I thought there was something. I thought there was something about him like taking her somewhere, like, and didn't have permission or whatever.
nah, that was Ezra.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you know, different pedos. You know,
Yeah, so many child stars just
God, it's ridiculous. Isn't that sad?
running wild.
Uh,
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's this wasn't this what to me it was like, I don't like I said, I don't follow Drake and Josh very much. I was never a fan of the show, but it's crazy to see these, child stars just running rampant in the world. And the more you see people with money and power, the more you see them trying to fuck kids, I guess.
I
but
just
let's let's blame it on the drag queens, and
right, yeah, yeah.
let's blame things on gay people whenever we have this perfectly white and popular male.
Yeah, you know, someone that
Yeah,
was really tied to a lot of people's childhoods and stuff.
right.
What a shame. What a shame. But yeah,
But
so I
yeah,
guess he's fine. That tweet that he posted a tweet, I guess, in reference
yeah,
to being missing, saying you leave your phone in the car and you don't answer for the night in this.
yeah,
Well, yeah, you said he said something about committing suicide to his wife after they got in
yeah,
an argument of some sort.
right.
I mean,
It says
they
cops in,
blast they blasted like his car and like everything. You know, they were like really worried about him. So I feel like him brushing it off like this is kind of weird, just
well,
because
he's got to gaslight the situation. You know what I mean?
that's
Like
true. Yeah,
he's got to be like, no, I'm not a crazy pedo. Like
I
y'all
was
are
just at
just overreacting.
I was just at SeaWorld, man. Like,
Yeah, a place where they're very humane.
oh yeah,
But yeah, it's always sad to have to cover these things about terrible people, but it's to promote to be a good person, because the fuck Bud Light thing, we just, if you haven't seen that, look around on our channel for that.
Yeah.
And seems like it seems like the one thing that Trump really did for our country is divide us. They separated us into like, the people that are like, yeah, man, it's chill. Do whatever you want to do. Just be happy. And then the other people are like, fuck y'all that want to be happy. You're going to play by our rules.
Yeah. Now, Drake doesn't fall in either camp. I think both camps would be like, not our side, not our side.
Well, either way, he's a terrible person.
Right.
And that's how I would like to separate a lot of, people. I don't really, like, to me personally, I don't care if you're left or right. As long as you're a good person,
yeah,
you're cool in my book. But if you're over here setting double standards and, you're hating on people or you're trying to molest young people, but then you're like also publicly stating how you're a good person, or you're on a show that teaches you how to be a good person, then that shit doesn't fly well, you know what I mean? So
all our role models and heroes are getting older, and we're finding out how big of pieces of shit they are, Yeah.
Right.
It gets worse. Like every year you find out something new about someone, like, and it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Not Drake. I really, my brothers and sisters really enjoyed the show. I think I was that right there at that gap of like, I would have watched it when I was younger or not. And I was in the not crowd, but I would watch it, if they were watching it or whatever. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of this. But it still sucks. Like I said, it still sucks.
It really does suck. But, I think that there's still hope in the world as long as Jack Black continues to be a great person.
Jack Black for president. What, right?
Yeah, no shit, right?
As long as he gets up on the podium and he's like, peaches, 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 peaches.
Jack Black for ruler of Earth.
Oh, I like it. 2024, ruler of Earth.
But yeah, what do you guys think about this situation? Did you watch Drake and Josh, and did they teach you to be a better person when you were a child? So does this affect you? Do you hate that shit like this goes down all the time? Leave it in the comments. Or if you have something personal to say to us, or you have suggestions on things you want us to cover, hit us up at nerdingoutwithrickshaw@gmail.com. We will get back to you.
Yeah.
So, guys, I don't care who you love. I don't care who you have sex with. I don't care what color you are. Just be a good person. See you later, nerds.
Fuck Kid Rock.
Dun, 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 dun.
Did we both do our left hands?
Yeah. Was it not supposed
It's
to be
supposed to
like
right hand. We're dumb. I just copied you. I was like, oh, yeah. And then I was like, wait a minute. That's wrong.